Hey everyone, it is Half High here bringing you a special video on the 2019 US top grossing mobile games. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and a big shout out to Paname HQ for the information provided in this video. I'll place a link in the description below, so definitely check that video out and their link to their channel. So let's go ahead and jump into the details. Now, the reason why I want to make this video because I thought it was very interesting, and this is actually focusing on the US top grossing, all the revenues generated only in the United States, and a lot of these games are released worldwide. So yeah, there are games here that make quite a bit more outside of the United States, but I wanted to really just give you guys an insight on the US revenues generated from all these games here. So let's go ahead and jump in to the number 10 game here. I'm not familiar with this game, and this is now coming number 10 is Languisher. Languisher is a fantasy tactical role-playing game created by Masaya Games, and that's originally in Japan, and it was introduced just really in 2019, January 22nd, and almost made 10 million. The revenue was 9.8 million, and with downloads in North America, or I shouldn't say North America, in the United States, 481,000. So really good start for a game like this. And maybe if it had the extra 22 days, it could have reached $10 million for its grand total. So I'm once again not familiar with the content here and the game in itself, folks. So coming in number 10, Languisher. So number 9 is something I'm very familiar with, and that is Bleach Brave Souls. So Bleach Brave Souls is a mobile gacha game in the Bleach universe, developed by and published by Collab Games. It was introduced, it's one of the OG gacha games here, and it was introduced in Japan July 23rd, 2015, so over 5 years old over there, and the worldwide or the English version was released January 13th, 2016. Now, the revenues generated here was just a little over $10 million, and the downloads was about 318,000 in the United States. Now, that number there is 6% down from 2018, so kind of Bleach Brave Souls is kind of going the wrong direction. However, the Japanese version of the game, or people playing in Japan and the rest of the world, they make quite a bit more than that $10 million in revenue. So coming in number 9, Bleach Brave Souls, a game I still play today, but not as much as, of course, the other games that I focus on. So coming in number 8 is another game I'm not very familiar with, and that's Azure Lane. This is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up video game created by Chinese developers Shanghai Maju and Xiaoming Yangshi. This was introduced in China May 25th, 2017, and had an English or slightly global introduction May 20th, 2019. Now, the revenues generated there was about $10 million, which is quite a bit, and downloaded a little over 500,000 times in the US. So the numbers here are very good. It's a 172% increase in revenues generated. So that's a solid increase if you really ask anybody, right? 172%. So once again, not very familiar with the game and the characters in it itself. Hey, but it looks like a fun shoot 'em up game that you can download. So coming in number 8, Azure Lane. So coming in number 7 is Dragula Lost, and or Dragula Lost. I don't know how to say that correctly, but this is a kind of a popular game. I've seen it quite a bit, and just haven't really played it. This is a action role-playing game developed by Psy Games and published by Nintendo, and it was introduced September 27, 2018, and has a really nice revenue of $12 million in the US, which is up 61% from 2018, and the downloads was 328,000 downloads for Dragula Lost. So I think it's a fun game. I've seen people play it. I just personally haven't played it myself, and I should probably download it and definitely check it out. So coming in number 7, Dragula Lost, and moving on to number 6. This game here is another seemingly old game, but I looked at the release date, and yeah, it's old, but I thought it was older. So coming in number 6 is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. This is a digital collectible card game developed by Konami, and was introduced November 17th, 2016, and the worldwide, or the English version, it was introduced January 11th, 2017. The revenues generated is a whopping 26 million, quite a bit more. It's a big jump from number 5 to number 6. I'm sorry, number 7 to number 6. And the downloads was 1.4 million, so almost 1.5 million in downloads. That's a high number when it comes to this list here. So the revenues is up 11% from 2018. So hey, solid growth for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I have this game, and I do play this game, and it's a very fun game to get into. So coming in at number 5, so top 5 now is Fire Emblem Heroes. Now this is another game that I've seen a lot of people play. Just personally, I haven't ever downloaded and played it. This was a tactical role-playing game, or this is a tactical role-playing game developed by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo. And it was introduced February 2nd, 2017, and earned quite a bit, $32 million, almost $33 million, with 411,000 downloads. Now you might think, wow, 32 million, that's a lot. But however, it is down 38% in revenues from the previous year in 2018. So 2018, this was a very, very popular game, and it has lost quite a bit of revenue. I don't know if it's lost popularity, but the revenue in itself, down 38% is not a good number. So yeah, Fire Emblem Heroes, not a game that I've played, but I've seen it quite a bit of other individuals play it. So coming number 4 is something, of course, I'm very familiar with, is anything Dragon Ball, which is Dragon Ball Legends. Now, Dragon Ball Legends is a action gacha game developed by Dimps and published and distributed by Bandai Namco, along with Shueisha and Bird Studio. So this game, of course, one of my favorites. It was introduced May 18th, 2018. This was actually one of the funny games where it was introduced worldwide before Japan. I believe it was like May 24th when this game came out. Did a nice revenue in the United States of $39 million, with the largest download in the top 10 here with 2.4 million. So the popularity of this game has increased tremendously in 2019, and the 39 million is up 149% from the previous year. Given the previous year they only had a little over half of the year to earn whatever the numbers is on there. But Dragon Ball Legends is one of my favorite games, and it is a game that I play quite a bit. So yeah, so solid to see that it is number 4 on the list. So coming in at number 3 on the list is Epic 7. Now Epic 7 is a Korean game. It's a action role-playing game developed by Super Creative and published by Smilegate Megaport, which is that Korean company. And it was introduced originally in Korea August 30th, 2018, but had a full-on worldwide release November 8th, 2018. Now the revenue is $43 million, which is a huge increase from the previous year. It is up 637% from the previous year there, and it has a downloads of 694,000, almost 700,000 downloads, which is solid. And yeah, I have not played this game. I do want to check it out now after just kind of hearing a little bit about these numbers here and the popularity, and it looks really cool. So I'm not very familiar with the content and the characters, but yeah, coming in number 3, Epic 7. So let's look at the top 2. The top 2, it's usually like 1 or 2. It just goes back and forth here, and I'm actually surprised on the number I've seen on the number 2 game, which I'm very familiar with the content and the game in it itself, and that is Fate Grand Order. Fate Grand Order is one of these games that for me, it drives me crazy because of the gacha style there, but it is a role-playing mobile game with the gacha, and all this has kind of a gacha type of summoning system, but is developed by Delightworks using the publish by Aniplex. And it was first introduced, once again, this is another OG type game, first introduced July 30th, 2015, and then was a worldwide release June 25th, 2017. So quite a long time. You're looking at almost 2 years in between a global release versus JP. And I'll tell you what, the JP portion of this game makes a lot more money than the US, because the US generated 49 million, which you're like, wow, that's a lot of money, almost $50 million. But kind of give you a perspective of this, last year in 2018, Fate Grand Order grossed $1.2 billion. So if you look at this $50 million that's generated in 2019 compared to the 2018, that's only 4% of total revenues, right? So yeah, the JP version of this game is widely popular in Japan, and 4% of the United States accounts for the revenue on 2018, and I'm sure it's closer to that 1 billion mark again in 2019 worldwide. It had a download in the United States for 351,000, which is kind of low for this game, but it's a game that's been around for quite some time here. So yeah, coming in at number 2. Oh, by the way, it's also grossed over $3 billion in total. So a very, very highly revenue generating game together. But yeah, coming in number 2, Fate Grand Order. My favorite character, of course, Saber, and I like Gilgamesh as well. So all right, number 1, of course, one of the reasons why I made this video, you know what it is, because it is the primary game that I play on my channel, and that is, of course, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Coming in at number 1, of course, it is a mobile gacha game in the Dragon Ball anime franchise, developed by Akatsuki and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Now, it was introduced January 30th, 2015, one of the oldest games on this list here, and a global release of the English version was released July 16, 2015. The revenue it generated really beats everybody, right? So it's $112 million. That's right, 112 million, which is in a sense, that's about over double the number 2 spot in Fate Grand Order, and it had downloads of 1.4 million downloads in the United States. So yeah, the United States does provide a good amount of revenue, but if you really think about the revenue it generated last year, it generated $1.6 billion. So if you account for that, I guess, what they said was, the United States accounts for about a quarter of it, but this doesn't show a quarter of it. So it is up 7% from revenues generated from last year. But yeah, this game is, very, very popular in the gacha style and the mobile games. It exceeded 300 million downloads worldwide and has grossed over $2 billion worldwide. So I don't think it's made more than Fate Grand Order. Like I said, Fate Grand Order is a killer when it comes to revenue, because it's so hard to pull units on there, and it's kind of the same thing here in Dokkan Battle as well, but I think it's a little bit easier, and it's I think a lot more free to play friendly. So but anyway, yeah, coming in number 1, of course, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, my favorite gacha game and mobile game that I play right now. So tell me what you guys think about this list here. If your favorite game did not make the list, it just, you got to support it a little bit more, because there are a lot of games here. Now, the Panama HQ video that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it will have a top 30 list, so definitely go check out that video. Once again, the description will be or the link will be in the description below. So yeah, anyway, that is the top 2019 top grossing US mobile games, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. If you're an OG, thank you for your continued support, and hit that notification button to stay up to date with all my videos. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Later.